DVD Era TV back at y'all with another one. Y'all know the slogan. Today we gonna talk about the rapper Rod Diggs being shot and his long life of crime. Now let's get into it.
Mixtapes and DVDs is my era.
Facts.
We did it better.
Yep.
Pelly leathers,
Facts.
ACG boots. We 80s babies and early 90s when it got grimy.
real.
I was out of this world, you could not find me unless you checked the lobby. Hustling was my hobby.
there.
We was lobby boys
Yep.
before Jim Jones. You could catch me in Harlem eating Jimbos.
Rod Diggs was born Ronald Heron, 1982, downtown Brooklyn, New York. Rod Diggs was raised in Gowanus houses, where he began to hustle drugs at a very young age, where he used his apartment that he shared with his mother and sister as a stash house, where he stashed his guns and drugs. By 98, Rod Diggs was heavy in the streets. Supposedly, in 1998, Rod Diggs had a shootout with rival drug dealers from Wyckoff houses, where an innocent bystander was shot in the head. Rod used his high-ranking role in the murderous Mad Dog blood set to get money in the streets. By the early 2000s, Rod had a tight hold on several buildings in Gowanus houses, controlling most of the drugs being sold in his housing complex. Diggs had numerous stash houses in Gowanus projects where he stashed crack cocaine at, and he even had apartments where crack could be sold out of. June 16, 2001, Rod Diggs allegedly shot a man named Frederick Brooks, who was a rival drug dealer of his. Supposedly, Diggs shot him in the face, neck, back, and the back of his head. Witnesses says Rod Diggs and Brooks argued loudly as the argument led to Rod and Brooks going into the building lobby, where Rod Diggs pushed Brooks into the mailbox, pulled out a silver gun, and shot him in the head. Now, Rod Diggs will be charged and arrested for this murder in July 2001, but being that Rod Diggs and his crew threatened the witnesses, they both decided not to come to court and testify against Rod Diggs. Now, Rod Diggs himself was even shot. On October 7th, 2001, Rod Diggs was shot in his left leg over a drug debt owed. Now, October 9th, while recovering in Kings County Hospital, Rod Diggs had his cousins kill his shooter. Now, Diggs mentioned his whole situation on a freestyle with Uncle Murder to Young Jeezy's Slow Down beat, and he says, "I don't respect the shooter because he shot me in the legs, and 2 days later the little homie was dead. See, if he was smart, he would have shot me in the head, because I could get you shot from a hospital bed." In 2002, Rod Diggs started his 6-year bid in prison before being released in 2007. Rod Diggs was in jail for gun and drug charges. Now, after being released from prison, Rod Diggs will head back to the streets to hustle. Now, supposedly, May 9th, 2008, Rod Diggs supposedly shot and killed a local drug dealer. Now, it's said that Rod Diggs got word from his peoples that this guy said he was going to kill him. So Rod Diggs seen him in front of the building and confronted him and told him to come in the building. Now, as they get in the building and they walk in the elevator, supposedly Rod Diggs shot him in the head. Now, Rod Diggs will be accused of catching another homicide. According to reports, on September 27th, 2009, Rod Diggs supposedly killed the rival drug dealer in Wyckoff houses in retaliation for shooting one of his homeboys. Supposedly, Rod Diggs seen his rival, chased him down, and shot him in the Wyckoff houses courtyard. His op fell down, and Rod Diggs shot him multiple times, close range. Around 2010, Rod Diggs will enter the underground hip-hop music scene. Now, Rod hit the ground running, dropping videos for the eulogy, We All Ucked Up, and Slow Down featuring Uncle Murder. And all of these joints was featured on his mixtape, Pray For My Enemies, hosted by DJ K Slay. Rod Diggs worked with artists such as Push Montana, Slim Duncan, Shooter 93, Uncle Murder, and Waka Flocka, who are part of his supergroup, the Murder Team. Rod Diggs was treating the music industry like his old days of selling crack by bullying the competition and forcing his way in the door. Now, on his record, Bring It Back, DJ Diggs took friendly jabs at a few rappers such as Rick Ross, Snoop Dogg, Young Berg, and bigged up all his fellow NY artists. Now, although Rod Diggs began rapping when he came home in 2007, it'll be around 2010 when he started to make some real noise. But as quick as he started to rise, he fell that same year. Rod Diggs was arrested October 5th, 2010 on drug charges and was alleged to be the leader of the Bloods' murderous Mad Dogs. He was convicted on June 26, 2014 of 21 federal charges, including racketeering, drug dealing, and 3 murders. At trial, several of Rod Diggs' music videos and songs was used against him as evidence because they say it was literal reaccountings of the crimes. The federal prosecuting attorney said he styled himself as a rap artist, but the jury verdict makes it clear who Heron really is, a drug dealer and a murderer who sought power through fear and intimidation. On April 2nd, 2015, he was sentenced to 3 life terms plus 105 years in prison. He told the judge, "You could give me 10 life terms, but I'm only going to die once." After that, he was sentenced to 12 life terms plus 105 years of prison. He is being held at the USP Florence High in Colorado. Now, me personally, I like Rod Diggs as a rapper. You get what I'm saying? With me, you don't have to be so lyrical for me to like you. Sometimes it could just be your energy. It could be your image. It could be your personality. It could be your style. It could be a lot of things that attract me to certain rap artists. You get what I'm saying? It's not all about lyrics with me sometimes. You get what I'm saying? And Rod Diggs wasn't the most lyrical dude in the world, but something about him from the first time I seen him seemed authentic. And I kind of knew he was getting a lot of his looks he was getting off of muscle. And even like the whole Murder Team thing with Waka Flocka and Uncle Murder, to me that was dope. Uncle Murder ain't the most lyrical dude in the world, but he real witty, and I like him. And I rock with Waka Flocka too. You know, I go off his energy the way he was doing when he rapped. So, it was a dope situation. But it's kind of sad that Rod Diggs was trying to change his life. And things in the past always come back to haunt you. So even though he was moving forward to transitioning to be a rapper, them things he did to people and things he did in the past came back and haunt him. Now, like I said, you get 1 in a million real rappers because a lot of times these rappers be fake. But anyway, this was a small docu on Rod Diggs. Tell a friend and tell a friend if you appreciate the content, and like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what y'all think in that comment section. I'm out. More content coming. 1.